All right. So, just another live stream, basically. It should be a quick and simple live stream. Really, I just kind of want to make a new upper receiver, which is pretty basic stuff to do. It's not exactly hard. And I have one in mind that I saw last night. Well, I could have a couple in mind because I did see another style of one that I also really like the design of. But the one that in particular that I wanted to do today was actually this one right here, because it just looked it's neat. Looks pretty clean for what it is, and it's going to be relatively easy to do. And it seems to be this is using more of an angle than a curve, so that's important. So we're just going to open this up into a new tab so we can get a feel for what this looks like, and then go from there to actually build it, which is no big deal. I have my window open, so there's probably going to be some downtown Orlando city noises going on, so I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance for all of the noise. So this, as a design, is pretty neat looking. This is going to be bothersome. There we go, fix that. Ow. What we're going to do is basically take this slick slide upper receiver. This was a product that I made last night of just another AR-15 upper receiver. So we're going to take and kind of delete some of it out and use it as the basis for everything else. So we should be able to take and do this. Invert selection, that's what I was looking for. Oh, this is the one with the improper grouping. Anyways, okay, but we can fix that. It's no big deal, because what we're gonna do is take and hide that and hide that. Hide all of this out of the way, and then that will be the entire upper that needs to be grouped. Hey, Ryoshi. And then we can multi-select this and multi-select that. Hit the invert selection, which will select everything else except for that, and create a group from that selection. So then all that we're left with is this, and we can make that disappear as well. So that's like literally the first time I've ever actually used the invert selection, but it's really nice to be able to use that. That's for certain. All right, so first things first, we're gonna save this as something else entirely now because we're changing it. I need the, who makes this? CBC Precision side charging. So, whoa. AR-15 CBC side charging upper. LL AR-15 WIP V1 ROUGH. Save that to the desktop and be done with it. All right, so now a convoy. I can work on this. I can make any changes, and it's not going to affect the slick-sided upper receiver that we already have made. So first things first, we need to delete everything out of the way of the receiver so that we have plenty of room to actually work with. So that'll stay, and then this needs to go. And then if I remember correctly, there actually isn't a dust cover. So we need to delete our dust cover out of the way, which is still no big deal. Just delete a couple of those, and then poof, that disappears. This here should go here. And then, okay, just making sure that it's in the right one. So now we need to take and actually extend the bottom portion out, I think. So if we take a look at this, because it'll be a flat space that comes across the top of here. So we will definitely extend the bottom to where it needs to be. Like so. And then to make this bottom angle down here, we're going to use cheese slopes, but we need to kind of build them out just a little bit. So what we're going to end up doing is relatively simple. I'm just going to take and place this here. We're actually going to move this back one, and then place this one here. It really does, and I have also seen Brownells. I love SHOT Show. I know that a lot of products at SHOT Show are just kind of like the same shit over and over again, and sometimes they don't always come to market as advertised. But I know that Brownells has now come out with the AR-180M. That new model one, AR-180M. This one right here. No. Yes? I think that's it. New Brownells AR-80, 180. Yeah, this thing. And obviously it's the 180, and it looks so good. I love the way that this looks. And I have not been the biggest of AR-15 fans because I hate like how common AR-15s are and whatnot. But this right here is just different enough that I would be fine with that. I love that this is now a thing. I love the side charging as well. I know, the T-handle is probably like one of the better systems because it's fully ambidextrous, but this side charging looks awesome. And because it's not, it doesn't have a buffer tube on it, you can get that folding M4 stock on it, which is like a huge deal. Plus, it takes AR-15 magazines. I mean, it's just one of those things where I love it. It's one of those things that I would buy in a heartbeat. I forget how much it costs, but it's definitely one of those things that I would buy because I would love to have it. And as far as I know, it drops in on any AR-15 lower. So I already have my AR-15 lower already with me, so I could just, I believe, use it. I think that right there is one of the reasons why the AR-15 is really unique. The exact same reason for why we're sitting here doing what we're doing right now. being able to have that parts interchangeability. You pop 2 pins and then it all comes apart and you can put what you want on it. That right there it's pretty neat, at least to say. That's like the perfect way to do this type of stuff, really. So for this angle here, this is what I'm thinking about doing, because it's very clearly a steeper angle here and then a shallower angle there. And we'll see exactly how this turns out coming forward. So this is clearly just the regular size ejection port, and then like enough room here for it to reciprocate back and forth, which means that we just need to take and fill up here. So, and then is that there? Place this here. All of these are actually going to be void of anything, and that makes that the back slot. And then up here, we need to take and place chi slopes. Which is no big deal. We can do that. I think so. But we can check. Yeah, you can see it here, and then you can see the side charging here. I doubt that the whole new bids for new military rifles, I don't even think the military is going to want anything new. I think they're going to stick with the same old AR-15 and call it a day, because it blows my mind how they want to move to like these new and improved calibers and stuff. But then at the same time, they'll sit there and be like, well, the AR-15, M16, M4 are all proving to be accurate platforms. They don't require a whole lot of training on how to use them. So we're not going to, move away from them because we don't want to have to sit there and retrain the whole military on how to use these guns. And then you're kind of like, yeah, I could understand why you don't want to sit there and have to retrain everyone on how to use all of these. That makes perfect sense. But then you have to think about, I'm sorry, I kind of lost my point in there, so we're going to start over. I don't think the military is going to adopt it because, A, it's going to be a lot of money to tool up brand new production to arm the entire military fighting force with these new weapons. Now we have to take all of our old ammunition out. So all of our 5.56x45 is no longer viable because now we switched calibers to a 6-point something. So we have to change all of that. And then, on top of that, we have to learn a new rifle platform. We have to teach everyone in the military how to use said new rifle platform. And then we have to distribute and issue all of those rifle platforms to everyone who's going to be using them. And it might be one of those things where maybe they're not using it to replace everything. Maybe they're just using it to for special forces, right? And if that's the case, then, you know, it's kind of one of those where I could say, all right, well, I guess, yeah, I don't see why you would have to reteach every single person. Special forces is special forces anyways. They're supposed to be, you know, cream of the crop, smarter. But I could still see some of the like logistics issues with having to do something like that. That's why I'm kind of just, I don't think it's going to get anywhere. Because we've seen this program happen so many times before. The SIG does look cool, but I found a different SIG that I liked even more. And this was another military program that they had going on that didn't go anywhere, as far as I know. So this is this is the SURG rifle, SURG, suppressed upper receiver group. So the military was looking for companies to come through and make a drop-in upper receiver for AR-15s, which is perfect because, you know, you have a whole bunch of M4s and M16s that could accept this upper receiver that was meant to be suppressed. So this is actually SIG's bid, so it's very clearly just a MCX that has this new and improved handguard and suppressor out here. And then this is, I don't necessarily like the look of this suppressor up here, but I could understand why it's going on. This is just an outer shroud over it so that, you know, you don't burn the shit out of your hand if you accidentally grab it or anything. This right here is on my books of things to make because this, I love the way that this looks. This is badass looking. All right, so basically what we're trying to do is line up these sections here with what's going on in this slot on the side so that we can put our charging handle on it, which is going to be no big deal. It's going to be easy to put a charging handle on it. But I do want it to sit there properly, so we want to do that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could take that little suppressor wrap off. I would be much happier if they took that off and had something else there instead. Like just the basic suppressor, I'd be okay with that. Instead of having to go with the, you know, super bulky looking thing that's actually there. It's a pretty interesting pattern. I love the design, but it's just not the... It ain't it, chief. Alright, so that's is perfect. So now we need to make the actual, like, this charging handle portion. And then this would obviously be able to cock all the way back because it fits inside of the groove back here at 1 stud wide. Yeah, it doesn't. It also gives me the Remington R5. I love the R5. Actually, I need to look into doing an R5 too. There's so many upper receivers and stuff that we could do for the AR-15 platform. This obviously being one of them. Just think about using a barrel. So we could do that with it. It's not as thick as the barrel. So something that I did see was we could use some tires. So that what if we did these? These should be pretty fine. Now I gotta find which rim these fit in. The AR-5 didn't get a lot of exposure too, as far as I remember. Because I think it's only in, what, one game? Okay, so that should be great. And then we should be able to stick this through it? No. Okay. So we're going to have to select a new tire. Actually sticks on the end of one of these. Hey, Camille. So this is this one. And that doesn't fit well. So what if we... Okay. This is... I don't... Like in real life, I'm pretty sure you could shove one of these minifig bars in there. But it's being a pain. I wonder if there's anything inside of here that we could use. We could technically use these. I wonder if there's a rim or something that goes around there, or a tire goes around that. Oh shit, we could use this as well. Possibly even that. What's this? Just a ball? Yeah. A much bigger one there. So let's start with this one. How do we go into this? Okay, so I don't know how things fit in that one. I've never used it before, so I can't use it. That and that work. Okay, so let's do something maybe like that. And then do a 3 with the end stop. Where are you? So, come up here, take that out, grab this. Put that there like so. I think I'm alright with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So now we need to copy that design over to this side, as far as I know. So if we, that was CBC Precision, can't spell precision, AR-15 side charging upper. So I'd really like to see the other side of it, but clearly I can't, which sucks. What is this? I like the way that that looks. Oh, it's a 9mm. Dang it. I don't want that just yet. I haven't gotten to the pistol caliber carbine AR-15 just yet. Whoa, is that it? Snap, does it go from the other side too? Crap, now I gotta... Hopefully on their webpage they have multiple views. Wow, it's only $200. Nope. So I think it's only right side charging handle. But that ambi one that we saw was pretty neat looking as well. This is also pretty, I like this. But I think that's a 9mm. Yeah, I think so too. I was just kind of seeing that, I don't know if that was concept art or what, of that double one. So I think what we'll do is we'll end up making the standard one and then doing the ambi version as well, because it looked amazing. Oh, well, it's totally not going to work with the bolt catch though. Never mind. We'll do just the standard one and be fine with that. So basically on this side, it's literally going to be what we did on the other side. We're going to delete everything out that doesn't need to stay. I thought it was on both sides, but I don't think so. I think that was maybe someone had taken and modified one. But the problem is, obviously, with the bolt catch right where it's at, you probably wouldn't be able to get away with that without removing your bolt catch. And I think the kind of one of the big things about the AR-15 is how fast it is to reload with the bolt catch. So using a product that removes it is probably not a good thing. For the sake of this, we'll just make this like 3 tall, I think. There's that, and then, oh, actually, there's that, followed by this. Wow, no, I was right. I just needed to delete that out. That went there, and then it was cheese slopes on bottom. I think putting a cheese slope here would be fine. And then the whole top section is going to be these. Yep. And then we just fill in the gaps as needed between all of them. This, no big deal. Blackwood Arms as an ambi upper. I have to see what it looks like. I've found a couple of side charging uppers that I like the look of. Yeah. Like I said, it omits the bolt catch. I mean, it's still here. And it's literally the same design though. Like, literally the same design. So what we could do is, now that we have that definitively pinned down, we can make this, delete a couple of pieces out, and then make the reverse section of it right beside it. I mean, that's simple to do now. So we could have 2 upper receivers for the price of doing the 1, which is kind of cheating, but at the same time, it's just an upper receiver anyway, so it's not like, you know, you have to have everything. So my goal for this general project idea that I'm doing is to have everything on a standard mounting system, like a real AR-15, so that I could come through and I can make all these different upper receivers and stuff, and then just drag and drop to make as many rifles as I kind of wanted to on everything. So this is the first, well, this is actually the second upper receiver in that selection. So what we're going to do is save this as the rough, because that's what it is. And we're going to come through for groups. We're going to now hide that, hide that. I think it's just a design of that particular one. Take this, and we're going to make it, I think it was Cool Drop Silver is the color that we used. And then this color we're going to hide. This we're going to make into gray. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I went with like a neutral color scheme so that all these upper receivers could have a different color to them, but still fit on this one lower receiver. It'd be fine. So this also removes the charging handle, the rear one. We can hide that. Color select this, add it to there, hide that. Then the actual bolt carrier group itself needs to come here. We need to hide that. Hide that. This part here needs to be removed there, added there. Hide that. So let's make sure everything is up and running. So this is good. That is good. That's good. Right, so I'm perfectly happy with that. So now we're going to add in the piece back here. So it's a threaded piece that just screws in, as far as I can tell from the description on the website, at least is what they say it does. So I think what we'll end up doing is really, really simple. Just take and put this here. Put that there. That there. Take and place one of those. Place something like that. Place that there. Do that, followed by that. It's as simple as that. Take color selection and add that to the proper group. Take and make this section here black. Do this as a gray. And then boom. So that is the AR-15 CBC side charging upper LL AR-15 work in progress 1 rough. This has now been colored. We can save this as etched. So that's perfect. I'm thinking, in order to maybe get our receivers to stand out differently from one another, maybe doing the color scheme differently. So like for this gray receiver here, we could do maybe blue, and then make this a blue. Instead. I'll leave that actually as silver. I'd be fine with this. And then we could do something along the lines of this. Yeah. So I'm perfectly fine with that, because that will help the different receivers stand out from one another. Because we also have, if we come home, the one that I made last night that we just used this morning to do this. This is the AR-15 AR-3 silk side upper, which means it just doesn't have anything on it other than like the bare necessities. So that's that. And then now, because Blackwood Arms has the ambi receiver, we can take and cut this, clean off, place this in, now come through and literally delete stuff as needed, basically. So it's 1, 2, and then 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Glued all of that out. I need this room as well. That all stays. This comes out, and then we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long of that, which should be 5 in the back. So we'll switch to a royal blue. Place that there. Place this here. Place this here. Place another one here. Then should be nothing but these up here. Fix this portion here. So it's appropriate. It's up here. Like so. And then come through and a couple touch-ups are needed. And that is literally it for what we need. So now we can take and delete this piece. Place that there. Take this. Place it here. Place that there. So, obviously we need this to line up appropriately. So right there. So that's fine, because we won't see most of that. And then take and delete these two and actually just flip these the other direction. And then hide everything that's this color so that we can multi-select everything that we need. Like so. And flip this. And in it goes. So on real life, we have those 1x versions of these pieces, which would work a lot better, but we don't have those instead of LVD right now, so unfortunately we can't use them. I did not mean to do that. Alright, so let's go to Blackwood Arms once more. Do a quick rundown. So I think it's got a different style of this, which we can accomplish to also make it kind of stand out a little bit more from CVC. Oh, where's, yeah, these. We could use like 3 of these and be fine. Which would be like a 4. Yeah. I'm happy with that. So this is going to be the save as Blackwood arms, ambi, side charging upper, LL AR-15, work in progress version 1, ROUGH, save. So that's that. We need to fix the groupings. Because I know the groupings are now probably all messed up. The lower receiver group should be fine, and it is. So now let's get rid of this one, and then do a black color hideaway. Add this to the upper receiver group, hide it, unhide everything, hide that, and we're left with this. So that piece down there needs to go into the upper receiver group. So this, no. This here needs to go here. And that should be everything. So that, followed by that, followed by that. And that is everything that needed to be removed. So that's a definite. So this is still the rough, and then now we're going to select a new color for the upper receiver group. We could use a straight black, but you want to be able to see much of the details, so that's a horrible idea. We got plenty of colors at our disposal too. Yeah, I figured it probably wouldn't look too good with the white. And I was correct. It does not look too good with the white. I want to keep the white. I don't think I've ever used a light yellow in any of my models, other than so that's not bad looking. Oh, we have a copper color that we could use too. Let's go with sand red. I'm fine with that. So this is now going to be saved as the etched version. So that is fine by me. And then now I need to actually set up the render file for everything that we just did. So we're going to import this one. I had to think about that. then because the charging handle is only on the one side of this one, we'll place it here. And because this is the ambidextrous charging handle, we'll place it here, behind that one, like so. And then we'll render this as such. File, save as. Alright, so we'll do the Blackwood arms, ambi side charging upper / CBC side charging upper AR-15 work in progress version 1 for render, and then hit save. So that file will go to get rendered. And I think what would be cool is if we actually switch this color to this. So you have the duality between the two, which I really like. So we'll be fine with that. And then what we'll end up doing is a field stripped version of these two, because everything should still be properly grouped, where we take and rotate that on back on around so everything's facing the same direction. We'll take this receiver off entirely and place it here. We'll take this receiver off entirely and place it beside it. Maybe actually doing this on its side, like so. Then the bolt carrier group for here, and the bolt carrier group for there. And then it's as simple as using these. Like this. So, okay, and what if we just take and place this one, like here, because it's supposed to come out like the back of the receiver. Put this one up there, grab this. Place it right about there. Grab this and then place it right about there. Then we'll do a render like this. Save as. For render to save. So that'll be that. So now we can go home. And we have 3 different upper receivers now. Which is good. We have the slick slide, we have 2 side charging, and that is good to have. So this should be, yeah, should be fixed. Oh well. I'm not too concerned with it. All right. Let's see if maybe we can find another one that would be relatively easy to do. What is this? Damn, look at this red 80% lower. Wow, man, that is straight up red too. Well, let's just do MCX. What? Why? It's just an MCX though. Defense ARs just have normal AR-15 upper receivers. What if we do a charging handle? Because I don't have a lot of time. Because I want to start getting ready to go to work at like 11. Since I make my own schedule on Fridays. And charging handle would be something that we could do relatively fast. This is interesting. Interesting. Also, pretty bold to go with a black dark earth or tan color scheme, and then a olive green furniture and parts set. That's pretty bold. So like, what if we do AR-15 charging handle, and then just see like which one stands out as being cool. So I've always really liked these ones, kind of skeletonized versions. So what if we tried that out? Let's fix these groups. Let's hide you out of the way. Hide you. And get everything that needs to be in the upper receiver group actually in the upper receiver group. I could have sworn I already did this and fixed it, but I guess not. Get that out of the way. This piece here does not need to be there. Get this out of the way and make this all its appropriate group. So that should be everything now. That's good. This is good. That's good. All right. Everything's good now. So we'll save this because I don't want it to be screwed up again. And then now we'll do the charging handle here. So this is going to be quite an interesting thing to try, but should be somewhat fun. So we need to this somewhat out. Delete this. And then do like a 3 there. And then I'm thinking about using this to come up. So I think we'll be fine. We need to fix this too, because this is bothersome. Okay, so how exactly do I plan on doing this? I'm not entirely sure. Hey Uber. I mean, obviously, if we had like this piece that was cut out, that'd be fantastic and it would be perfect, but we don't, so I can't do that. So what if we did something like this? I mean, we could always come back with it, like so. Then did this there, divided by this here. Put 2, 2, and then we could actually instead delete that and use the smaller version of that, which is this one. The only bad news being that it's got the stud exposed, but that's no big deal. It's going to still do what we want it to do. And then do a let me get this as thin as possible. I make plenty of tutorial videos, so, but if you're talking about for guns, no, Kevin, because I stopped. I had too many people who would take and post it somewhere else and some very third-party websites and claim it as their own. So, no, I'm good. I mean, honestly, if you really want to know how to make a whole bunch of stuff, watch my live streams, because in my live streams, I'm literally dropping and placing pieces as we go. And that it's a huge pain to do because you're going to have to sit here and watch me the whole time do it. And then chances are I'm going to delete parts in the middle of something and then replace them with something else. But if you truly wanted to know how to do something, that's the way to do it. So then you can see how the whole thing happens. No problem, Uber. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to also be going soon anyway, so you probably won't miss a whole bunch. I don't want that. So what if, because then there's that forward rake on it as well. So what if we did something like this? And then did that by this. And then we did a one there, one there, and then maybe like 3 sticking out here. so. Hey, the gamer. So it's probably oversized for what it is, but I think it's okay. This is also something that we could do. Interesting. We should find a name for this. We're just doing some AR-15 parts. Some like real basic stuff. T-Rex. Let's go with that. Raptor. I think Raptor was the name of it. So we'll use that for this. So we need to come in and just kind of clean this up a little bit, which is going to be easy. It's no big deal. So we have this huge back end over here that needs to be fixed. So we can just take and move this out by one. Take this, place it here. And then that'll be that. Let's take and delete that. Place a 1x3 there. Place a 1x2 here. And then place a 3 here. Like so. And we'll be making that as a group properly. So everything that was this color needs to go to that group. Crap. Did not mean to do that. Everything that is here and is that color needs to go to that group. So I think that's everything. That needs to go bye-bye. Okay, everything's left. This needs to go bye-bye. And now everything that is here needs to be considered this. No big deal. So I'm actually really happy with how that turned out for what it is. Looks relatively clean. It looks good, like a modern AR-15 should. That's great. So I did need to save this. This is file save as. The work in progress version 1 etched is fine. Delete this. AR-15 Raptor style charging handle. Wow, cannot spell that. Charging handle. LL AR-15 WIP V1 etched. Hit save. So that's that. And then there was the other style of charging handle that we found, which was the circle. So what is this? Claymore charging handle? Claymore charging handle? Yeah, okay, so that's neat. So this is an actual thing. This one's pretty interesting looking too. It's got a more updated receiver on it as well, like the more angular version. What is this? Is this an actual thing? I feel like this is not real. There's no videos of it. I don't think. What? This is definitely not a real thing. Wow, Oak Ridge, Tennessee, but this is a wood farm. Oh my god, they're at SHOT Show 2020 though. There's no way that this is a real thing. And then press and customize just takes you back to their home anyways. I doubt very seriously that I don't think this is a real company. I can't find like any videos or anything like that of it, so I don't think it's real. Anyhow, back to what we were actually doing. This charging handle style, which is pretty interesting, used to say, should be relatively easy to do as well, and should be relatively fun. So literally, just delete this out like so. Over here, delete this out like so. And then what I was going to do was use this, turn this way, and this turned this way. Wait, other way. This placed there, and then this placed here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey Luke. I love the P2020. The Hammond. I liked it, by the way. That legendary skin that you made for it. It looked really, really cool. Welcome back, Camille. Let's add a little bit more to this. Let's just go outright like that, and then place one of these here, as well as there, and then come back this way with it. far as it comes back. Boom. I am perfectly fine with that. We're just doing some real basic AR-15 parts as we go. I'll save as. So this is the Claymore style charging handle, I guess. We need to fix the groups. Boom. All right. So this is the fourth part that we made in today's stream. And then I think I'm gonna try to find like one more thing to make, or maybe browse one more thing to make for tonight when I get off of work and stuff. But so we did this, which is the Claymore style charging handle, which is, I mean, it's pretty basic. It's no big thing. Like I said, it was pretty basic to make. And then we also did the Raptor style charging handle. Crap, I just crashed LVD. That's what's bad about using the home page. For some reason, it just crashes randomly at times. But we saved, so it's no big deal. We just hit this free build button. File, open. Raptor style charging handle, which was this one. I really like to do. Because this was a pretty big challenge for what it was, and I think it turned out pretty nice for what it is. So I'm happy with it. And then we did 2 upper receivers, though we kind of just basically did it as the one. So this one should be able to get both points across. Crap, I imported the model. We just got to close out of this and not save the changes. So this one is CBC Industries AR-15 side-mounted charging handle, which replaces the bolt carrier group with a side-mounted one. Sorry for the noise. I have my window open. And then the AR-15 upper receiver gets kind of like a rework just a little bit, and then where the normal T handle would be gets just a screwed-in cap that comes over it. And then, as Camille pointed out, Blackwood Industries makes, Blackwood Arms literally makes like the same receiver. Literally, it looks the exact same, except it's an ambidextrous version that removed the bolt catch. So we just took and copied it over and made a ambi version, which is also pretty neat looking. And it too just screws in on the back. So yeah. What you saw was the slick slide upper right here from another company that I forget the name of. I think it was AR-3 was the name of the company. But yeah. And then I just do not save, please. I made all of them field strippable. We can take and drag this on out. Since it is just 2 Technic pins, everything still field strips as it should, which is pretty nice. And I'm kind of really liking to be able to do that. So I pulled these apart, and now I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing some more small things to continue to make more stuff for the AR-15s to make them what they are. So stock options have been something that I've been thinking about doing, as more stocks. different style of handguards, and basically just getting it to the point where you can just drag and drop a whole bunch of parts on wherever you feel like doing them at, because it's just an AR-15. It's literally meant to drag and drop a whole bunch of stuff on. So where is... Is this it? Yes, okay. Let's grab that. Is this the right one? Yeah, alright, making sure. So this is this. Pretty simple. So let's go to the interwebs. I just remembered that I closed out of Chrome, and see if we can find any more AR-15 upper receivers that we want to do. So for my last 10 minutes, I'll just try to find an upper receiver that I can do tonight. Go from there. It's a pretty standard one. Also pretty standard one. We've already got a really good version of this, so I'm not worried about getting this. We made that. That's the slick slide upper receiver. Oh, it's AT3. It's not AR3. Whoops. Oh well. That looks like a pretty relatively simple one. It's got a different style bolt catcher brass deflector on it. Is that the, yeah, that's the BRN 180. Oh, here's an interesting one. Spartan upper receiver. Spartan upper receiver. It's definitely interesting. This is, looks like the same thing. It's just got a way different looking forward assist on it. Whoa. Is this drag and drop onto AR-15s? Oh, this is airsoft. Yeah, it is. Dang. What if we use Evike? Guns shot by rifle models. Hey, give me 416 M4 M16. I guess we'll start with M16 DMR and go from there, maybe, and see if they've got anything. It's kind of hard to tell because you really can't see anything, but this all seems to be relatively the same. Yeah, let's get off e-bike because I don't think that's gonna work like I need it to. Is this a pistol caliber carbine? Yeah, it's gotta be because that magwell is way too small for AR-15. That's a really nice Cerakote coating. See you later, Luke. See, this isn't bad. I just don't know how I would do all those lightning cuts on it. And this, see, I'm getting a whole bunch of different company names. These all look like the Spartan one. Here's another side charging version. Let's go check this out. So this is the ejection port side. And then this is the actual, so this isn't bad. So let's, should be able to remember it. I'll take a picture of it. That'll, because then I can just look it up tonight. That's a definite option. That's pretty damn looking. Good looking. What does it look like on the other side? Wow, it's $338. Okay. So it's kind of hard to see. Enlightened AR-15. So it's just lighter. Yeah, lighter, stronger, and more rigid. I just don't know how I would do these necessarily. It's perfect. That one was pretty sure that's what they were trying to go for too. Just trying to be funny. I love the look of this. This is also not bad looking, but it's a 9mm. This right here has been something that I've been interested in as well. It's airsoft. Wow. AR-15, 7.5 inch, 300 blackout pistol upper. No bulk carrier group. Color choice. $325. I don't think I'm going to find anything that I necessarily want to make. This Spartan receiver right here, at least that's what I think it is, because I'm finding like 3 or 4 different companies that make the same thing that all look the same. I think that's a definite. The C4 side charging is also a definite, but I do want to take advantage of making the T-Rex style of charging handle, so doing something else would also be good. But it's 11, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop my stream and get off, go get dressed, and head out to my workplace for my job. What is it that I changed here that needed change? I don't remember. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a whole bunch of, before we get off, I'm just gonna set everything up to render, and then after that I'm gonna get off. So you guys will be able to see kind of the setting everything up for render process in case you haven't seen that before. It's relatively simple. It's no big deal. And then, like I said, we'll head off. How long have we been going for? I don't particularly know. An hour and 30 minutes. So, you know, we got a pretty decent stream out of it. It's no big deal. So, the Six-Light upper receiver has already gotten its render, so we need to do the Claymore charging handle, which is no big deal. So, for the render, I'm thinking about doing something like this. That. So we'll add to queue. Goes out of that. Goes out of that. Import. So then we need the Raptor style charging handle, which we'll do from this side. Render. Zoom in. Hit add to queue in a wonderful 4K. Goes out of that. Hit import. The takedown version of these will be better from this angle, I think. Hit add to queue. Import the side-by-side version of that. Render. Add to queue. Import the standalone versions of both of those. One from this side here. Add to queue. I don't think that actually added. It did not. So add to queue. Import this. And we can add this to the queue as well. For the queue, hit delete completed. So that'll be 6 images in 4K, which will take, each one takes about 2 hours. So 12 hours total. So it probably won't even be done by the time I get home from work. So that's definitely going to be fun. But they're all going to look really, really good. So I'm going to be pretty happy with it. That said, I believe that's everything that needs to be done. So we're going to go ahead and stop the stream before I hit start queue because my computer's going to start lagging like a mofo when that happens. And yeah, we'll head on out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to comment and subscribe for more videos similar to this one, and we'll see you guys later in another different YouTube video some other time.